Hello everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm hoping that everybody is having a great day. I am looking forward to talking to you guys about some fun stuff here at Avana Plastic Surgery. We are located in Miami, Florida. For those of you guys who may not know, we offer several procedures that I will be going into detail with. So for our newbies, welcome. This is again Avana Plastic Surgery. We have a location in Miami, Flagler, and Hialeah Gardens. More importantly, we also are going to be opening a location in Dallas, Texas. So for those of you guys who are closer to that location, please keep that in mind. Now, I do want to go over with you guys some fun things. So first and foremost, one of the things that I do want to go over with you guys is some of the deals and specials that we have going on. Now, over on the Instagram page is where you're actually going to be able to see those deals and specials. But I do want to let you guys know some of the summer BBL specials when we are doing this live right now. Okay, so let's run it from the top for those of you guys who may not know. All right, so let's go ahead and see what these specials are. Okay, so first and foremost, we have limited time specials, summer BBL, 3,250 with Dr. Palacio, 3,550 with Dr. Golio, 4,750 with Dr. McDaniel, 4,250 with Dr. Mamaniscus, and with Dr. Luster, 5,250, Dr. Salama, 3,950, and Dr. Payne, 4,250. With Dr. Schusterman, we have 3,250, and with Dr. Hassan, 5,150. And funny enough, with Dr. Hassan, I just posted on our page. So for those of you guys who are not following us, please go ahead and give us a follow, because I actually just posted one of Dr. Hassan's BBLs, and I highly recommend you guys check that out. It's a tongue-in-cheek post for sure. It's a slideshow carousel of images, but I do want you guys to actually check that out so you can see that BBL. Okay, because those buns, 10 out of 10. Okay. So then we have Dr. Sharada's BBL special for 3,950, and Dr. Sharada is going to be the one who is going to be in Dallas, Texas. If you guys are interested in any of those deals and specials that I just mentioned, then by all means, you guys can feel free to ask me the questions here, or if you guys would like to ask the coordinators questions specifically, then you guys can also send a DM directly over on Instagram, or because you're here on the live with me, you can actually leave your details in the little blue contact form. Now, see, Dala, hello, how are you? How long do you have to wait after a tummy tuck to get a BBL? That is a fantastic question. And usually I only get pregnancy questions in terms of how long you should wait to do surgery again. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just type this in. How long do you have to wait after a tummy tuck to get a BBL? So let's go ahead and type that in. They said over on Google's, you generally need to wait at least 6 months after a tummy tuck before getting a BBL, or vice versa, to ensure sufficient recovery time for each procedure and to avoid issues with positioning during the recovery period. So typically, with pregnancy, it's the same. So postpartum, that's why I mentioned, like, usually the questions that I get is how long after pregnancy should you wait? And typically it's anywhere between 6 to 8 months. And that's the same here. So it just gives your body enough time to heal. Now, if you have twins, obviously you have to wait a little longer, let's say 9 to 12. But typically, on the exterior, it looks like you're fully healed, but what they're looking for is for the interior to also be fully healed. So usually that's a time frame of about 6 months. That's why whenever you guys see, for example, rhinoplasties, like the before and after, we actually have to wait like a full year before we can actually show you what that rhinoplasty looks like. And that's very similar to the facelifts as well. Some of these procedures take a long time to like actually settle fully. But to answer your question, see Dala, typically 6 months minimum. Are you interested in getting a BBL? And if so, with which doctor? Please share with the class. Now, for those of you guys who are interested in learning more about either BBLs, tummy tucks, all of that good stuff. We have so much content on our page, actually, one of which is Dr. Amaniscus breaking down the 7 different types of tummy tucks. And then we also have a video breaking down 3 different types of lipo 360s. I highly recommend that you guys actually check those out because they give so much information in terms of not only the types that there are, right? But for example, in the tummy tuck video, they also tell you what shot that you should request so that you have an extended pain relief. And I highly recommend that you guys get acquainted with our page in terms of the information on here. So if you're not already following us, I invite you to go ahead and give us a follow. That way you guys can learn more as you guys are also being obviously entertained and just informed in general. So again, we have C Dollar who says she's scheduled to get a tummy tuck in February. That's fantastic. So C Dollar, you're scheduled to get a tummy tuck in February, and you'd like to know how long after you get your tummy tuck you can go in for your BBL. And Cami, thank you so much for the follow. Truly appreciate it. All right, that's fantastic. And who are you getting your tummy tuck with? And did you want to do, and what type of tummy tuck are you getting? And did you want to not do, why didn't you get your tummy tuck and BBL at the same time? Is my question. Are you looking to do another procedure along with your BBL? Because one of the 7 different types of tummy tucks include with the lipo 360, and typically when you do a BBL they do the lipo 360 in order for them to have the fat to transfer. So I wasn't sure why you were only doing your tummy tuck in February if you're also looking into wanting a BBL. So I'm looking forward to getting that response from you. And Cami Bay, again, thank you so much for the follow. Where are you joining from? Just waiting. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, guys. So if you do respond, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. Okay. But yes, guys, in general, I'd highly recommend that you guys check out the TikTok page just for information in terms of tummy tucks, all things plastic surgery, really. We have Dr. Mamaniskis, who is known here as the BBL Go, and he often answers a lot of those questions as well. So if you are interested in learning more, you can feel free to ask there. Okay, do we have any other questions for me, guys? Any questions at all? We had some really good questions earlier, but I'm still hoping that C Dollar lets us know why she's waiting to do her BBL in a follow-up procedure, in a second round procedure, because usually when people do a second round of surgery, especially if it's a BBL, a second round BBL, is because you can only have a certain amount injected at a certain time. And so that's why they usually have to wait and then do a second round. But I was wondering why you wanted to separate your tummy tuck and BBL surgeries, just so that I could also know and, respond accordingly. So please let us know. Sorry, guys. I am feeling a little under the weather from Friday night. I was out way too late and I do not feel Okay, so C Dollar says her comment must have been filtered out, probably. So TikTok often does that. Try to rephrase it in a way because I'd still love to know. But TikTok often does that. TikTok often um filters out like many keywords, so, and just involuntarily as well. So I wouldn't know what you had mentioned, but I do want to know why you are choosing to separate the two. So maybe just try to rephrase it so that it can come through this time around. But I am scrolling through while I'm waiting. C Dollar says she's getting extended and lift. She didn't want to do too much at once. Okay, well, that makes sense. What I would recommend you do, and Cami Bay, thank you so much for liking the live. What I would recommend you do, C Dollar, is I would recommend that you ask for the Exparel shot because that is going to help with extended pain relief. That is in the video where Dr. Reminiscus talks about whether you should wear a faja or a binder, and which one you should wear first versus after. And I really highly recommend that you check out that video in particular. And once you see that video, it's mentioned as an honorary mention that you should ask for the Exparel shot. The reason being is because it has such great extended pain relief, and that's exactly what you need for that type of surgery. So if I were you, I would request it because you have time up until February to add it to your payment plan, and it's not that much when you break it down to February. Do you know what I mean? Versus that you heard about it now, right? So you don't want to wait until the surgery date to be like, actually, I'd like the pain relief added. So I'd recommend that you ask about it. Personally, I don't know how much it costs. But stuff like that, like just like the J plasma, I recommend that you guys ask about that way in advance. The reason being is because it's just easier to put it on the payment plan because it breaks it down to a couple dollars per month versus having to pay in full on the actual day of surgery. So ask about that Exparel shot. Trust me, you won't regret it. It is something that is going to absolutely help you because at the end of the day, it is surgery, right? So if you could have something help you with the pain relief, definitely do that. Do we have any other questions, guys? We have a couple people in here. We have Cami Bay. Where are you joining from? Valeria Sarmiento. Where are you joining from? Please let us know. All right. And for those of you guys who have not yet visited the Instagram page, I highly recommend that you guys check it out as well because there is a HD Lipo 360 special with Dr. Palacio currently going for just under 4K. And I love me an HD lipo, guys. If there's anything I love, it's an HD lipo. For those of you guys who don't know, there's three types of lipos. There's lipo 360, which is regular flat stomach, right? And then there's lipo 360 with ab etching. That's going to give you a little bit more of that BB Ultra Z. And then there's also HD lipo 360. It's going to give you more of a dancer's body. So we have here the different BBLs as well, which I highly recommend that you guys check out because they're giving gorge. All right, they're absolutely giving gorge. Then what else do we have going on here? We have $500 off all combined procedures with Dr. Luster and Dr. McDaniel. And that is valid until August 31st. They literally just released this today, because I haven't seen this before. So that includes a crescent breast lift, lipo 360, and BBL. This is one of my favorite procedures, actually. So you guys definitely check that out. I always used to play it in the little TV that I had going on. I love it so much. It looks so great. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, please go ahead and check that out over on Avana Plastic Surgery on Instagram. All right, let's see what else we have going on here. We have a lot of beautiful BBLs on the page. So if that's something that you guys want to check out, please head over there. All right. Then we have a breast augmentation special with saline implants for 3,000 with Dr. Salama. So that's something that I recommend you check out as well. Now, for those of you guys who may not know, we also have Avana Smile Design. So if you guys wanted to do your teeth as well, then you could. You don't have to fly somewhere where you don't speak the language. And I really love the work. So if you guys check it out over on Instagram, again, it's Avana Smile Design. Usually they tag them as well, so you can just go directly to the page also. But there's so many before and afters that I highly recommend that you guys check out. But more importantly, I do want for you guys to be able to see the before and afters that capture your attention, and then check out from the plastic surgeons, highlight reels, what else you like, so that if you book a free consultation with us, you could get additional information about that. So again, that is Avana Plastic Surgery over on Instagram. You guys can get to it from the profile. Okay, and then once you guys get to it from our profile, before you leave, please don't forget to follow. But absolutely, Shelly89, she says, can I tell her about Dr. Palacio? Absolutely. So Dr. Palacio currently has that HD Lipo 360 going, and remember I told you guys the HD Lipo 360 is basically like a dancer's body. It's giving Pilates, it's giving yoga. Personally, I love the HD Lipos. I just feel like if I were to do a Lipo 360, that is the type of Lipo 360 that I would do. And I just feel like it looks so stunning. And currently Dr. Palacio has that for just under 4K. But then she also has a BBL special running as well. And that BBL special is 3,250. When I scroll down a little bit, I also see that she has the HD Lipo 360 and BBL special for 4,250. So if that's something that you are interested in, Shelly89, leave your details in this little blue contact form right here, because like I said, the HD Lipo 360 had a deal for just under 4K, and then she had a BBL special for 3.250, but then she actually has the combo procedure, which is the HD Lipo 360 and BBL special together for 4,250. So definitely something to ask for. So Shelly, if you've already booked with her and you see this current special, I speak to your coordinator, because usually what happens is you lock in a deal based on the deposit that you put down. So if you have locked in a particular deal, then I don't know if they're going to be able to switch you out to something else, but definitely ask them about the current deal that you are seeing now over on Instagram. All right. And Shelly wants to know, she is the new doctor. She's been with us for a couple months now, but yeah, I think she is the latest one in terms of a female plastic surgeon who has joined our team. Now, John Warner says, Dr. Luster is amazing. If y'all use her, y'all will love your results. I love that, John Warner. So I'm guessing that you had a macho makeover done, and I'm so happy to hear that you have had great results. And when did you do your surgery with Dr. Luster? I went ahead and pinned that. Now Shelly89 says, okay, thank you, you're very welcome, Shelly. But like I said, sometimes guys, you lock in a deal. For example, that HD Lipo 360 and BBL special for 4,250 with Dr. Palacio. You lock that in by putting a deposit down, and then later down the line, if there's another deal I don't know if you can be like, oh, well, I'm just going to switch it out to this deal now. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how it works exactly. But if you're already in touch with the coordinator, just ask them directly. And then also just come back and let me know so that I can give you guys more accurate information, because I actually have no relation or correlation with the coordinators. Now, John Warner said he just had an extended tummy tuck with Dr. Luster 5 weeks ago. That's fantastic. And how are you healing? We actually just had a girly in here say that she was going to get an extended tummy tuck. I believe her name was, where is she? She was like all the way at the top. C. Dalla. I think she's getting hers done in February. So how is your healing? Please share with the class. And also I wanted to shout out Adventures with an Angel for giving us a follow. Jordan Warder says, amazing. The healing has been so easy, honestly. That's fantastic. And let me ask you about the pain levels, because I was just talking to the patient that will be coming in February, and I told her that she should ask about the Exparel shot. Were you told about the Exparel shot in advance? Because I do believe that it does absolutely make a difference in terms of the pain relief. John Warner says 2 out of 10 for me. Oh, wow, that's not bad at all. The men are very strong though. Oh, okay. John Warner said he didn't want it. All right. We also had another patient. His name was Josh. He was originally a luster boy as well. And then he ended up doing a rhinoplasty and chin lipo with Dr. Mamaniscus. And he said the same. Pain was 2 out of 10. So I'm guessing that it's just the men that are more strong in terms of, like, you know, in general. Pain tolerance. Now, John Warner says the drains were the worst part, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like it's just the tediousness, right, of the cleanup more so than anything, I'm presuming. But I'm happy that the pain was only a 2 out of 10. Usually I tell all the women for sure, ask about the Exparel shot. Absolutely. But I'm happy to hear that it wasn't that bad in terms of the pain. Jordan Warner says, yes, correct. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the same with all things surgery though, because it's like, it's almost like caring for a wound. Does that make sense? Like, have you guys ever had like a dramatic cut and you had to like be so careful with it? Like, you had to constantly wrap it. You couldn't get it wet. Like, it's a whole thing. Oh, Shelly, she said she had her first lipo in Mexico but barely saw some results. Had her second on Avana and it was amazing. I'm very happy to hear. And that's one thing, guys. Like, I'm never saying that there's not great plastic surgeons elsewhere, right? What I'm saying is, if you could do it where you live, meaning if you already live in the US, just fly down to Miami and just get it done there, because I just feel like with the language barrier, more so than anything else, because that's my main thing, right? Like, if you guys want beautiful teeth, for example, why not fly to Miami where you can ask, you know, in English what exactly you'd like for your teeth, instead of flying somewhere like Turkey where you don't speak Turkish. Do you know what I mean? You need a translator. I feel like the whole situation is just easier if you guys just come directly to Miami. But I am happy that you came and you liked your results at Avana. A lot of people actually have really, 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 really positive reviews to say about us. I just wish you guys, instead of only telling me on the live, I wish you guys would actually like say it in the reviews. John Warner says future. Exactly. In the future, if you'd like to get any of these procedures done, you could absolutely just come down to Miami and get them done, because it's just so much more convenient in terms of just the language barrier, but more so just the travel, right? It takes a lot to travel overseas. You have to take into consideration also when you're doing, you know, surgery, that long flight and that haul is not going to be something that is going to be a pleasant experience. So that's why I always recommend that you guys actually just fly down to Miami, because it's really not far, depending on, especially from where you're coming from. But to keep into consideration as well that they're opening one in Dallas, Texas. So if you guys are interested at all, I believe that one should be open next month because Dr. Sharada has already started accepting some patients there, from the girlies who have been coming and telling me on the live that they're booked there. So hopefully, you guys also have that as an option for those of you guys who may not want to come all the way down to Miami. All right. So, guys, do we have any other questions for me? John Warner said, walked out of a lot of surgery, getting up and moving will be the best thing that you can do for yourself. Absolutely. Constant movement is something that they also recommend for you guys, especially just to kind of keep the blood flowing, because that's what actually helps healing, believe it or not. So I'm really happy that you got back up and running. But my question to you, John Warner, is I know you had it about 5 weeks ago. So when exactly did you go back to work? And is your job the type of job where you have to be active and hands-on? And is it strenuous, or do you have an office job? Please let us know. The reason I'm asking is because when I first started working with Avana, we had someone that was in the office get a BBL done. That's how you know that we're top notch, because the actual employee did a BBL, and for the most part they had done it a couple days before, and they were already back to work, in a little bit of pain, but not to the point where it was unbearable. John Warner says going back next week because you have to lift, so 6 weeks out of work for him. Yeah, I think that's perfect, honestly, because an extended tummy tuck or any type of tummy tuck has a lot more to do with, stitches and internal healing. So I'm happy that you took extended amounts of time off of work so that you could properly heal before you started doing any type of heavy lifting. And typically 6 weeks is what we recommend for you guys to even go back to the gym, for example. So I'm really happy that you took that time to heal and that you are feeling well and will be starting work next week. What made you choose Dr. Luster? Please share with the class. I'd love to know. All of the girlies who usually come in here, I love to ask just so I know how you guys are doing your research over on Instagram, for example. There we go. John said he has been following her on Instagram and he just loved her work, to be honest. See, exactly. This is why I always tell you guys, before you head over to Instagram to check out those before and afters, please give us a follow, because Instagram is going to give you the real tea and the scoop in terms of all things before and after plastic surgery. So if you guys are interested in checking all of the stuff that we can't actually post here, because guys, they don't even allow the comments to come through here, so for sure we can't show you guys those before and afters, then I highly recommend that you guys check that out, because I do want for you guys to be able to see those before and afters and then to decide what you'd like based on that. All right. So John, I'm so happy to hear that you are healing well from your extended tummy tuck with Dr. Luster, and that you will be back at work next week, and that the pain was only a 2 out of 10. That makes me very happy to hear that the surgery and overall experience was great. He says, thank you. You're very welcome. And again, guys, if you guys have great things to say, I love it when you guys come and say it on my live, but do us the huge favor and put these testimonials out there as well into the world so that other people may know. And if anything, if you guys would like to know how to give a testimonial where they can actually put it on socials as well, just send us a DM and tell us there, hey, I would love to leave a great review. I had a good experience. Where can I do it? Do you want us to do it through socials? That way it's just easier. John said he's gonna leave a review now. He forgot to do that, and he's been very open about it on Facebook. I'm so happy to hear, and thank you so much for liking the live. Yeah, guys, if you have had a great experience, please share that with people who are a little bit more hesitant in terms of actually pulling the trigger, because sometimes they just want to hear from like other people, and word of mouth is so powerful, especially if it's positive. I personally have never done plastic surgery, but I love it when you guys come on here and talk about your plastic surgery procedures and your great experiences. And I'd love for you guys to be able to share that with the world. John says, actually had a friend that just booked with her as well. That is fantastic. And where did you say that you flew in from? Were you already in Miami? I would love to know. There's so many people who fly in from all over. Ooh, so John came from Tennessee. That's fantastic. So yeah, do me a favor and head over to our DM once I wrap up the live, because it's a Monday, and guys, I had to mentally literally prepare to come on this live today. But honestly, it's been very good today. Do me a favor, John, and actually send us a DM, and then please just write there, hey, I'd love to leave a review for Dr. Luster about your extended tummy tuck. And then what I'll do is I'll reach out to my team, and then I'll have them reach back out to you through there. Okay, and then that way we can actually like create a little post for you on socials as well, because I just really love perfect. I just really love when you guys are featured with your good experiences. One of the best things that I used to do when I used to interact with you guys, when you guys used to come in for your surgeries, is I used to go with my little mic. I bought a little mic and I used to go and I used to ask you guys about the testimonials. And I used to do little testimonials with you guys, and then I got overwhelmed. So I literally just stopped. So you guys only got to see me when I was going to and from the bathroom moving forward. But for the most part, I still do love to refer you guys to, do those testimonials, because I do love it when you guys actually explain your actual experience out into the world. So I'm looking forward to letting the team know about that, John. But thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your great experience with Dr. Luster. For those of you guys who would like to learn more information, not only about Dr. Luster, but all of our other plastic surgeons here as well, then do us a huge favor. When I'm on the live, you can leave your details in the little blue contact form. And then when I'm not on the live, you guys can actually just send us a DM directly and ask us in terms of the pricing, the free consultation, or if you guys have additional information that you would like to request about anything else. All right, so John, I see that you sent us that DM, so I will reach out to my team right away. Thank you so very much for messaging us, and I will see you guys on my next live. Have a great day and good luck going back to work next week, John. I'm looking forward to seeing you on my